Maul didn't like your men can be women or whatever shit. The Candace Owen, he kind of is in that camp. I remember him talking about that.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it went down, but I feel you.
I made a video about it. I remember it.
Yeah, and then I spoke to him about it. So that's what I'm basing it on
So
my
you do
actual
remember it.
interaction with him, as opposed to we had
Look
a,
at this man.
we had an interaction. I'm sorry, you about to say something else?
No, that was somebody else. You had an interaction. What you said?
Yeah, we reached out. We talked about it. I think like a lot of people misunderstand. Um, People don't actually watch the clips, right? So they watch the clips of the clips, and so they think I said one thing and I said something different, and I sent him the actual what I said, and it was he understood, and I think we were on the same page. And by the way, shout out to everybody who actually watches you know the work that I'm doing. I'm actually always, and then I'll answer your question. I'm always sort of grateful to know that people are watching the content at all. So I don't take that for granted. So just thank you to everybody who does that.
What's good, people? It's your boy, The Kitchen. Now, it looks like Marc Lamont Hill may have shot himself in the foot by what he said last night on Spaces. If you guys didn't know, Marc Lamont Hill was on Spaces. He'd be on Spaces quite a few times a week. I think he enjoys it, but needless to say, he accidentally revealed that he has conversations with Joe's top up. Yes, Maul. And the reason that Mark had to call Maul was because Maul had laughed at one of the clips, you know, that infamous clip of Marc Lamont Hill saying that men can have babies. If you guys don't know the clip, here it is.
Social construct does not mean that we ignore biology, and it doesn't mean that we don't have.
Can men get pregnant?
Depends. I know.
What does it depend on?
I know trans men that can get pregnant.
That means it's a woman. Only one sex can get
that's
pregnant.
a circular argument. That's
it's not a
making the
circular
question.
argument.
Yeah.
It's proving my thing. There is a truth, a concrete truth. You have to be born with a uterus to have a baby. Only women can get pregnant. The fact that we've arrived in a society where
Right, that's the part I'm disagreeing with. That's the part I'm disagreeing
There's
with.
nothing to disagree with it. These are facts. So you can say that this person who is pregnant identifies as a man. That person was born a woman. I can tell you that every single time because only women can have sex because there are concrete truths about life. Can have babies, pardon. And that is a hard truth about life. You cannot make that go away because you want to call a man, somebody who has a beard and dresses like a dude a woman. Only if it's pregnant, I can tell you exactly what it is.
And I'm not going to hold you, this was kind of surprising because I just didn't think that they had a relationship. I didn't even know that they knew of each other. I knew that Mark and Rory were cool because he's, I think, in the same fraternity as Rory. So anytime they see each other, it's cool. It's nothing but positive vibes. But I'm almost sure Joe doesn't really care that he has a relationship with Rory because I honestly think Joe wants to rekindle his relationship with Rory. I know he misses Rory, and it's quite obvious in my opinion, but when it comes to Maul, he despises Maul, he hates Maul. So anybody that's cool with him, Joe is going to feel a way about it, and he's going to bring it up on his pods, because you know Joe, he never lets shit go, especially when he gets packed up by co-hosts. I mean, Ish packs him up a couple times a month, but once Ish did that Mandy and Mouse Jones interview, oh, Joe wouldn't stop bringing it up. And it's honestly funny because back in 2021 when the huge breakup happened, not only did they have problems with accounting, but they had problems with friendship and friendship etiquette, because back then, if you guys remember, Academics was going crazy on Rory and Maul. But specifically Rory. Anytime Rory's name would come up, I mean his name didn't even have to come up, Academics would just slander his name just because it's Tuesday. I mean, he didn't care about Rory. He hated Rory. So during episode 436 where they discussed all their problems on the pod and behind the scenes, Rory would talk about Academics consistently coming for him while Joe still has a relationship with Academics. And Rory would go on to say, if you were a friend, you would owe me some type of loyalty. And he would also say that Joe would, if he was a good friend, he would have moved a certain way when it came to the business. And if you guys didn't see that whole respect argument, because it was quite a few years ago that it happened, here's the clip.
So, sure. I don't want to be insensitive and I don't want to gaslight, but as you gentlemen speak, I hear Hov in my head saying, so what?
Yeah, but it's different.
So I'm asking how y'all...
It's different.
It's a perfect example to me.
No, it's not.
I
Give me more.
Completely disagree.
You didn't,
Give
you
it to
didn't, you didn't build anything with Jay. Y'all weren't friends.
They're not friends.
Your chemistry and actual friendship didn't base on the ability for you, Jay, and Def Jam to put out music. Like,
Yeah,
it was
totally different.
completely different. Jay didn't owe you nothing. Us, the three of us, all owe each other something because we're friends.
What do you think I owe y'all?
As friends, I think back to the respect thing and the understanding thing. And
in the entitlement thing. What do you think I owe you, Rory?
Oh, just as I'm not talking anything outside of friendship. And that comes down to respect.
What do you owe someone in friendship? I'm asking.
Respect and communication amongst each other.
I owe that to strangers in the street.
Different level of it.
Not really.
Yeah, it is.
Not to me.
Okay,
You owe strangers in the street respect?
Yeah, small. I respect people in the street as I go about. That's how I carry myself.
The same level of respect.
That is how I carry myself. Yes.
That's not what I asked you. I said, do you owe them that? A stranger. Do you owe a stranger respect?
I freely give it.
Do you owe a stranger respect?
No.
Okay, so then you can't say that when you're talking about friends.
But you don't.
You owe friends respect.
I don't believe that.
Yes, you do.
You don't believe that you owe your friends respect?
I don't believe that.
If it's one thing I've learned throughout this, I'm never gonna expect anybody to move how I move. So that's fine. If you don't feel that way, that's fine. I'm just telling you the way.
And Rory, the word "owe" speaks to entitlement, and I don't have entitlement even in my friendships. I am appreciative of my friends.
You owe your friends respect.
I am grateful for my friends. And because of that, my behavior I would hope it exudes that, no?
You owe your friends respect. And then in this case, when your friends, you built something with your friends and your friends have built something with you and have created something with you and have grown something with you, absolutely you owe them respect. 1,000,000%. There's no way around it.
Whew, now I'm not going to hold you. I'm kind of curious how Joe is going to feel about this because I know Joe listens to this. Joe watches everything. So I definitely feel like this is going to get brought up in a few weeks, if not a few days. And not only this conversation, but Mark also said that he's open to going on to Rory and Maul's podcast. If you guys didn't hear that, here it is.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the audience I want to talk to is on JBTV.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to talk to COs all day, bro.
Would you do the Rory and Maul pod?
That would actually
If
be
I got
good
invited, yeah.
if you did Rory and Miles pod. That actually would be pretty interesting.
It would be. Shout out to Rory and Maul.
Would you do it?
Roy's his frat brother.
What do you mean? What do you mean by what that would mean? Like,
Every platform I go on, I think about the implications of it, and I'd never considered going on the Rory and Maul podcast. And so I don't know the answer. I'd have to think about the implications the way I would for any other platform. I've thought about Vlad before, so it's easy to answer because I've done Vlad before, and I can answer the Breakfast Club because I've done the Breakfast Club before,
It's just
and Good Morning America, etc. You know what I mean? But I would have to do that. But I enjoy what they do, and I think they're super talented, and I've been a fan of it for a long time.
Would be crazy.
Maybe that would be an argument for not doing it, right? So that's what I said. I'd have to weigh it all out.
Now, I can't lie. Mark is putting himself in a very crazy position because it's gonna look like he's playing both sides. Because if you do Rory and Maul, that means Joe is going to look at you away. Because he said this recently. Anyone that speaks to my enemies or people that I don't like, I'm going to look at them away. But then again, does Marc Lamont Hill care how Joe feels? Is he just talent at the Joe Budden podcast? Is he just there to do his job, then bounce? How do you guys feel about this? Do you guys feel like Marc Lamont Hill is walking a very thin line? What if he does do the Warrior Maul interview? Is he going to be looked at a certain way? Or is this just content at the end of the day? Like I said, let me know how you guys feel in the comments. And until next time, it's your boy The Kitchen. Deuces.